lot of sacrifices for this shit, man, you know what I'm saying?
We got Carlos in the building. He's gonna give y'all a little advice for when you go to the auction, what you need to know.
Well, I say this here, money is made when you buy. That's the number one thing. You gotta know that whether you're doing real estate, flipping properties, selling cars, it's made when you buy. Because you gotta get the right deal, first of all. Because if you don't get the right deal, you're not gonna have a good profit margin. So you always wanna look at that. Do the right research. I look at it like this, like stocks. If I'm investing $10,000, I'm trying to get me a 50% return on my investment. I don't look at each individual car when I'm buying. I look at the block of business that I'm doing. So if I'm spending $50,000 that day, then I'm trying to get me a 50% return. Because you get caught up on each individual car, then you'll lose money. You want to look at the overall picture, your overall portfolio when you're buying anything you do. What I make on this portfolio of business, this book of business, what's my return on investment? That's what I'll give you.
We want to know.
I know you're a mogul, man. You know.
We want to know about the car business right now. Then we get into real estate. Whenever that time comes, we know you hopping back in one of these days, Carlos. So you know.
Oh yeah, I'm rocking closer than y'all think. I'm working on some deals now. We rocking. We rocking. Okay, I gotta give you an idea. We was talking about buying these cars, right? I bought 11 on yesterday.
What, Oklahoma Auto Exchange?
Yeah, Oklahoma Auto Exchange. I bought 11. And so here's the beautiful thing about it. Although prices have went up 40% overall nationally, I still was able to get in there and pull out me some deals. Now, what I do is this, man. I'll try to buy, you know, if I can get something at 22, 25, always $700, $800, $1,000. And what I did was I bought 11 cars, which actually averaged out to about $1,100, 11 something a car. So a little over $1,000 a car.
Yeah, so big.
One of the things I look at even how I love about the buy here, pay here, because normally say we flip that car cash, we'll probably flip that car maybe $2,500, maybe $2,000. Yeah. A lot of times we're just doing those getting on base.
You know.
Yeah, $1,800 just trying to get on base. Well, getting on base, all that's going to do is keep you hustling. You know what I mean? That means I've got to go buy 11 next week. I got to buy another 11 to 15 every single week. And so now I'm getting these little on basis, which is cool. It's a beautiful thing for the customer. Also, it helps you. But the end game is to move from trying to get rich to getting wealthy. You know what I mean? So we talked about that. So now I got to get to the wealth building stages, because I'm going to build me a portfolio of business. Yeah. So what I want to do now is I got to take these same customers and say, you know what? Let me bless some people. Let me get some people in some cars that's in some situations that normally couldn't get in a vehicle, that couldn't get finance. And so now, let me do this. Let me take that $1,000 down. Rather than selling that car for $1,800, let me take it $1,000 down. Now, that $1,000 that I'm in that car, I just took it on a down payment. Now let me sell this car for $49.95 or $59.95. Now I'm on a situation where I'm wealth building. Now I'm building $300 a month income on that car. So now I got 11 of these cars. I took all the down payment down. I got $1,000 down per vehicle. So I got my investment back in my pocket. Now I'm making $300 a month per car. So now I've got $3,300 a month coming. Let me do that again next week. So now I'm at over $6,000. So let's do this here. If I only did that once a month, I'm building my portfolio about 10 cars a month. If I did 10, $3,000 a month compound. So you like compound interest, right?
Yeah. So
now you're compounding your money. So that's why I look at it, man. It's a beautiful thing. To do 3 times 12 is what? 36. So now at the end of that 13 months, you got $36,000 a month coming in. See how fast you move from wealth building to just, it's almost like somebody being on the corner hustling and the rest of somebody else and now actually got an organization, a network of people. Basically, you got people working for you. It's almost like MLM, multi-level marketing, basically. It's like having real estate. Now, because here I love about, I move quickly from both places because I've been a multimillionaire in real estate, and now I'm over here back again, now in the car business doing the same thing, back at $1 million, okay? Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. Rather than spend $100,000 and buy a investment property, which is only going to say, for instance, I make $1,100 a month. Let's say $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, because the rent's $1,200, but my mortgage is $900.
So you make $300.
Yes, you get where I'm going with that. Yeah. So now you only made $300. Now I got $100,000 tied up just to make $300. Oh, by the way, the plumbing's broke. The toilet stopped up. The door fell off the hinges. only to see somebody live in your house for about a year and move, and then you got to go fix it up, rehab it, and do it all over again. Where I can take that same $100,000, spend $2,000 a car, and I just told you I spent $1,100 a car, but let's say $2,000. Let's be realistic, because you're not gonna catch deals all the time. I buy 50 cars. I take the 50 cars, take the down payments, okay? Even if it's $1,000, $1,500, say $1,000 down payments. So on 50 cars, I got $50,000. I got half of my money back, okay? Now I'm starting to generate $350, $300 a month on 50 cars. Let's just keep the math simple. $300 a month per car. That's $15,000 a month coming in off of those cars. Now, how much was you making on that $100,000 on the with a single person living in your house? $300, if you're lucky. Okay. So now you got $15,000 on the same money coming in. And if the people, let's say for instance,
$80 grand a year.
Yeah, you get where I'm going? You quick on your math. You got your money back quick. You're not sitting out there, it's just coming back to you every month really quick. The other beautiful thing about that is this. Some people say, well, what about the people who don't pay? Well, you got to repo people. Great, I got to repo you. Because I get to get my car back, probably reconditioned by $500, if that. And then I get to put it back on the street with $1,000 again and do it all over again. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Now, I take that same $50,000, buy 25 more cars. Okay? Now I got another 25 cars out on the street. So I got 75 cars on the street. Killing the game, man. Do you see how this grows?
Yeah.
Now imagine I keep doing this next year. I'm doing it because I'm making this $30,000 a month. But see, you didn't stop at just the 10 cars. You kept growing. Your business grew. So now at one point you went from 15 cars a month to 20 cars a month, and you keep growing. This is wealth building. The thing about that is, though, you got to put yourself in a position, though, while you're doing that, to wait on the money. Because if you need all the cash flow right then, because you got to be able to go reinvest in the properties, which is the cars.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing you have to do in your real estate. Because you got one property, you got to leverage it. You're either going to refinance it to leverage it, or either you're going to have to go out and get some type of floor plan or line of credit. No different here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you can make it 2 years, bro, do it 2 years. After that, you'll never worry about money again. Because now you done built your portfolio of business, a book of business. Now your net worth has grew, and now you can go get lines of credits. Or you can say, hey, look here, you know what? I got $1 million on the books. Let me sell this $1 million worth of inventory that I got cars in the street. And let me go pull down 70%, 60%, 45%, 70% recourse. If it's got a recourse on it, that means that you got to make sure they make at least 1 month's payments or 2 months payments, or you got to buy the loan back. But there are some companies out there that give you 45 to 55% with no recourse. That means you don't have to buy the loan back. So let's say if I'm getting 50% of my money back, got $1 million on the book, I'm tired of collecting money, I turn around and sell my book of business to somebody for that $1 million book of business for $500,000. I got 500 grand in my hand, hard cash. Now remember, I only started with 100 grand. And I've been collecting on these notes, so I'm in profit a long time.
Yeah.
So I can actually move that money, or I can sell a portfolio of my business. I can sell 100,000 book of it. Take that money, invest it in some other ventures, and keep flipping. Now I can go back to real estate with that same $100,000, and I'm not worrying about it now. You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
And I can keep building. So now this is where we get the multiple streams of income coming in. And so now you got one catalyst helping the other one, and you keep growing your business. And you do the same thing that you were doing in the car game, now you're doing on the real estate and the property game. And now you just keep flipping.
You need to go from houses to the complexes or commercials. Now you go to multifamily, because what it takes is the same energy it takes to do a multifamily, same energy it takes to do a single family. So now you got, it's just all about where you want to focus your efforts.
So besides that that piece of paper that what did you say you pay like $125? That's all really that you need? What is it?
Oh, to get you the financing, to be able to finance. You just pay $125. You got to pay that to the consumer financing agency. Pay that once a year, and they allow you to be able to finance cars. Because a lot of people out here financing cars, they're doing it.
But that's only if you're charging interest, right? But if you was doing no interest, you wouldn't have to. Or
you're still gonna have to have that
finance. Okay.
Because you're financing. Mm-hmm.
And so, and don't you have to have like sound like a right to repossession or something like that, and
You
stuff
do.
like that? So you basically cover your legal basis, so you know they ain't coming back on you like, oh, you know.
That's right. You got a retail agreement, which you got a bill of sale and a retail installment contract.
Yeah.
The bill of sale is where you're showing the overall what they're paying for the car. The retail installment contract shows that how it breaks down the financing, how they're going to pay it back, showing the interest and all those things in that retail installment contract. Then also you have another piece of paper that not only do you have the right to repossession, but you also state that you do have a GPS on the car, because you want to have a GPS. You need to know where your inventory is at. So by law, you need to have that, and you got to disclose that to the customer.
What GPS people you use, or?
I use iMetric.
Is that they got to be at Oklahoma Auto Exchange or no?
I don't see them there, but it's there are other companies out there you can use. I mean, there are some companies out there. Not only iMetrics, I used another company before that, but I just went with a company kind of cheap, cheaper than what I normally would pay. So they gave me a good rate, so I went with them, and they're still serving a great purpose. And they hit all the towers. So a lot of them still do all the towers, whether you with AT&T or Verizon, whatever. They kind of broadscape throughout all towers. I got your GPS is another good one that I use as well. But also too, in this business too, you want to invest in your tow truck, because if you had to go repo that vehicle, you need to repo. The thing of it is, if a person misses one payment, you need to jump on that real quick. They missed that payment, you gotta go get it. You can't let them sit there, because you got to set a standard in this industry that I will come get my car. Because if you don't say anything, they're not gonna say anything.
So when you talking about like when they miss a payment, like you talking about like 1 day late, or is it just like, or you know, like
if it's a day late, you need to go get it, because you got to understand that we're dealing with people who need second chances. Okay, and sometimes people will take advantage of that. So so they hadn't been paying because the credit, based on credit things, and life happens to some people. You know, that things go on that they be under control and they get in situations. But for the most part, you're looking at a person who has a couple of repos. They've been buying cars from from buy here, pay here lots all the time. So you got to set a standard that, hey, you know what? Soon you miss that payment, the car is going off, or I'm coming to get it. Because if you don't do that, then you'll be known in the industry as the person who, well, they don't go get their car, so they'll tell their friends, and their friends come do the same thing to you. So now you got a whole house of people coming to get to you to get cars because you easily qualify for, and you don't come get your stuff.
Yeah, it's that standard that like it's something along the lines like your grandma said. You keep doing it, you bump your head, then you know.
Yes, you got to learn from. I've learned in this industry from my mentor. Go get your car. Don't let it sit there. If they can't make the payment, more likely you teach people how to treat you. That's really what it comes down to. So, and when people show you who they are, believe them. They don't make the payment, they call and tell you they can't make the payment. Okay, well, we're going to come get our vehicle. You understand, here's the contract. That's what we talked about. And I tell people all the time, you know, even in this business, will I fix people's cars if something go wrong? Yes. I tell them, here's the thing. You hold up your part, I got mine. Even if I say I'm as is, no warranty, if you are making your payments, I'm going to do what I can to keep you rolling, because I want you rolling.
Yeah.
But if you're not making your payment, then you don't come in here streaming and talking, because you haven't been making payments anyway. You on your way. You in the second phase of the repo already. You know, I'll give some people some shots. It's been 4 or 5 months down, 6 months down the road and missed a payment. But if you miss that first payment, no. You got the second payment, no. If we down the road 6 months, 4 months, and something happens, because life does happen, I'll hear you.
Yeah.
A question is, do you kind of run away from people that's with the selling the cars? Do you kind of run away from when they're far out, like the outsource, like if they like in Oklahoma, if they way like on the outskirts or something? Do it kind of be skeptical in selling them a vehicle?
I want to sell to the metro. In the metro, I don't want to go a long ways to go get your car.
Yeah.
If you're doing cash, I'll sell to you wherever you're at. But financing, buy here, pay here, just best to do it people local. Because even if something goes wrong with the car, at least you can be able to go get a tow truck, go get it, help them out, fix the car, whatever, because they're local. But if they're out 100 miles away, 150 miles, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to repo your car, gonna be tough to keep eyes on, because I like my customers come in here at least twice a week, make their payments, not send me over credit cards, over the phone, stuff like that. I want to see my inventory, see how many dents you put in it, or if I need to check the fluids or see something, I hear something going on with the vehicle. I want to get that fixed and get it addressed so I can keep you on the highway.
Just stop right there. They'll get this part one. We'll come back and talk to Carlos on here one of these days.